Yes. Wave my hand.
I remember that.
Yeah. It's like,
Not a lot. Yeah. I don't know, it was like, I don't remember what it was.
One time, that burger.
Yeah, I got that.
Like, what are you like? And I still can't,
That's
you know,
correct, so.
Let's go.
No.
Yeah. Ready to rock and roll, you think?
I just wanted to be sure that I got it.
Yeah, that is. Then my son stays out.
First time. I said,
Mine says 7:23, but mine's already slow. See, that is weird.
Okay. Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Welcome. Point of order. We're live on TV. There's a blue line over here and a blue line here for any discussion that you'd like to have. You'll please come up, but stand on the blue line, please. Yep, you'll get your chance. All right. Minutes of last month's board meeting. What do you want to do with the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
Support.
Moved and supported. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. The agenda for the board. You want to take a look at it? Is there any other items? Or changes?
Hey, Carl. Can you do me a favor? You take roll. Did you take roll? You take roll, please.
We pass it down the line.
Yeah.
All right, Dykstra,
Here.
Cargill, here, Fearing,
Yes, here.
Melinda,
Here.
Viking, here.
Yes, we better put that on.
We're supposed to have that on our
Yeah,
agenda.
Yeah.
Did you see how I threaded it, please?
Right.
Yeah, if you're not here.
Oh,
say
yeah,
so. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ed. Back to the agenda. We have comments or a motion on that, please?
A motion to approve.
Support.
Moved and supported. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Very good. All right, we're on to the big televised public comment. If you have anything to say, please come forward, but you got it on the blue line.
On the blue line. Do not cross.
I talked to you about this before, about roads needing trimming. I live on White Birch Drive, and I cannot drive down there and meet your truck, your car, or anybody else without my mirrors hitting the side or your car hitting the side of all the brush. You said you were gonna talk to, I don't know if you did or not, but it hasn't been done. And Holiday Drive is a little short road. But people can't walk to their mailbox without hitting their head on the tree, hanging over the road. So something needs to be done, and I don't know, I guess, I called them a couple of years ago, and they told me it was up to the property owner. Well, who's the property owner over in the middle of the road? You know, I mean, the road commission needs to start doing something with the roads. Thank you.
Was it mainly just Holiday Drive?
Holiday Drive, yeah, that's just a small road.
By the downside.
To answer your question, yes, because I've been in there twice. And your truck mirror is one thing, but when we kick off a pairs of a cowling on a combine, it gets serious. So we've been in there. All right, anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
I am addressing the ORV issue. I would have liked to have heard a report first, but we have to speak before we get the report on the board. We have addressed, I've said it before, that we've addressed it before, and I have heard rumors from local people stating that, the committee is looking at having the speed limits decreased in our area to enable, whether it's ORVs or golf carts to be legal in the locations. Once since I've lived here, had a speed situation here in Mears, and the state came in and did a speed study, and it turned out they increased the speed in downtown Mears to all of our shock from 25 miles an hour to 40. So I'm kind of wondering where we're going with that. And I know the state does do regulation on speeds. Years ago, I attended a board meeting before I was part of the planning commission or can't remember the board before that. Rob might be able to give me the word here.
ZBA.
ZBA, zoning board of appeals, there it is. Where a board member stated he could not vote for something if the township, if it did not benefit the township. And I think those are things that we need to reiterate over and over. ORV ordinance does nothing financially for the township. I've researched a little of that. And my understanding is that any increased rentals or any increased vehicles that are allowed on the roads do not bring any monies back to the township. They may bring revenue to the state of Michigan, but we all know that that doesn't do us a heck of a lot, okay? It may financially benefit some businesses. And I understand that as a possible good thing for some people, but I think the township on the whole needs to be addressed. The businesses, I understand, pay property tax to the township, but they do not pay any income tax, any sales tax doesn't come to us. Okay, we're looking where the ORVs don't improve the condition of our roads. I talked last week about aggressive tires on our roads, and we are responsible for quite a bit of our paving in the area, and that's very costly. I also remember when Sheriff Mass told me a few years back that he started a conversation saying Silver Lake is a unique beast. Well, I think the beast has been in a cage and we don't need to open the cage. I think we need to be thinking a little more of safety for our visitors and lawsuits and safety for our own township folks. Pretty much that sums it up. Thank you.
Right. We'll continue then. Correspondence.
Yes. I have one for Janet Dodge, and she's talking about the potholes and the general road is crumbling, and she's talking about June Drive. And Paul Peterman is also talking about the same thing. And we have a letter from Mark Riley, who's talking about the proposed campground on Fox. And he's saying basically that agricultural land needs to stay ag. Then we have one from Robert Kaiser. He says golf carts, talking about golf carts on the bike paths. And then there's a notice of public hearing for the Pentwater Community Master Plan, and if anybody's interested, those can be read. And then also I have a folder of ORV correspondence. And it's been sent to the committee.
And the board,
Pardon me?
and the board.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. Thank you. All right, treasurer's report.
All righty. You should have copies, in our investment with my class accounts. The general fund has $326,197.49. The road fund has $362,615.12. The capital fund has $147,031.39. The Silver Lake Trail has $2,029.59. The cemetery has $54,066.34, and the ARPA funds have a balance of $138,190.70. This month we earned $4,811.90.
Connie, the ARPA funds, is that after paying for the door? Or does the door come on that?
The half of the door has come out of there.
Okay.
And in the checking accounts, capital savings has $2,583.80. The general fund has $93,246.68. The municipal street fund, which is our road fund, $250.67. Silver Lake Construction has $202.97. And the tax fund has $10,432.04. I distributed $933,000 Monday to the state of Michigan and for set tax and the county for county operating. And the trust and agency has $766.01. Then we have bills. I don't see anything out of the Gaybridge and Company, that's our auditors. That's the second half. And I don't want to mail that check until we get our copies of the audit, but we need to.
That Gaybridge?
Gaybridge, yes, yes.
Our number of services.
That is, we have 8 people going to the retreats for MTA. And so that is, part of it is that, and part of it is, some of the rooms, not all of them. Only 6 of the 8 need to have rooms. Not well as our IT person.
Make a
And-
motion to pay the bills?
Hold on a second. I need to add on, $99.63 because I ordered the Dropbox, the new Dropbox. I had to order it through my Amazon Prime, so
We need to refund you for that.
you need to refund me for that, yes.
And I make a motion to refund Connie for that.
I'll support it.
Is that going to be a separate motion other than what you made?
I don't care how you do it.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and do it just like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right, separate motion.
All right, so then we have to approve the, paid bills.
So we'll approve Connie's.
You got a motion, a
There's a
second,
motion,
You gotta,
Can I sign it?
right?
We need a roll call.
all right, we'll have a roll call vote, please, on the first motion that Bill made.
Belinda,
Yes.
Dykstra?
Yep.
I-10, yes. Cargill,
yes,
Fearing.
Yes. All right, now,
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
I'll support it.
moving supported, all right, Rachel, we'll do it again, please.
Dykstra,
Yes.
Belinda.
Yes.
Cargill.
Yes,
Yes, Fearing.
Yes.
okay, and then we have a bill, Doug ordered the, cast iron dome, they're the covers for the drains up on the roof. And that comes to $295.32 for 6 of them. And he doesn't want us to pay them until they come in, so we better approve it because they're supposed to be here next week, so.
No, tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Oh, this thing says September 19 and 20.
Hey,
Oh, okay, all right, whatever,
We got
okay.
a motion.
I'll motion to pay the reimbursement.
I'll support.
We'll have to, on the roll call.
The total was 295.
295.32.
Belinda.
Yes.
Cargill.
Yes,
Yes, Dykstra.
yeah,
Fearing.
Yes.
yeah,
That's a good one.
alrighty.
Okay, let's take the reports. Nobody from the sheriff's department here, zoning.
75 new permits for zoning, 21 of them are new homes. We had 227 rentals this year that got permits. We had a land division from Eric Johnson on 48th Street between Deer and Fox. It was just shy of 37.5 acres. And dropped it down to just over 18 on one and just over 19 on the other. And that was approved, and Rachel has all the paperwork for that. And then, the guys at the drag strip are asking for September 22nd and 23rd and October 7th to go to midnight for those 3 nights. And the gentleman's here somewhere if you'd like to ask him any questions on it.
Have we had any?
I haven't heard of any issues going past 11 o'clock.
No, they've been good about that, but we haven't had any in the last few years of the extensions, and we've done it in the past.
2 years ago, I think was the last time. You know,
And I will say they had to shut it down one night and go on Sunday so that they would not go over, and they only had to wrap up maybe an hour, but they respected ours, so.
Twice this year.
I've done it twice.
so it'd be September 22nd, 23rd, which is one weekend, and then October 7th.
And we don't know if we're gonna use it, just in case.
Just in case.
All right, then
I'll make a motion to allow them to go to midnight
I'll support.
on the
moved and supported.
days.
Let's have a roll call vote on that, as long as you're in the writing mood there, Rachel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Belinda.
Yes.
Cargill.
Yes,
Dykstra.
yes,
Fearing.
Yes,
Yes.
very good. All right,
That's all I have.
parks.
Yeah, the fest went really well. And anything that happened to it should be back in about 3 weeks with the grass or
it looks
any of that
good.
kind,
really.
yeah. Yeah, the one place where the mules or the donkeys went around in a circle, kind of beat it down in the very back, but that'll come back in no time.
Those were ponies.
Ponies.
It couldn't have been timed better. I mean, with the rain that came, you get a little sunshine on that grass, it's gonna pop right
Pops
back.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and I heard it was a huge success, so
So.
everything else, the parks looking good, all the parks are looking good.
Yeah,
Is there no issues? at Apple Fest at all?
No,
No?
nothing other than some minor things, yeah.
Jake, fire.
Yes, sir. The new fire truck should arrive next week. Like I said, they're finishing up a few things they had to do and get the name on it, and I asked him if Golden Township was gonna be on top of the list again. And he said that's what he had it set out, so.
I've heard about that one.
Yeah, he's not received any word from Great Lakes about the running the three-phase power over there, so he didn't have any numbers for me, so I said as soon as he found out, he let us. but they're supposed to be working on it.
Wolverine is gonna do the clearing. And, we've got to get an okay, go ahead and have Raymer drill a well, get that started.
That was, what, 49,000?
Give or take a couple, yeah. Wells are expensive.
Yes, not as bad as we thought it was gonna be though.
No, it's 81.
So do we wanna do that now?
Let's make a motion to approve the well drilling so that they can get started on it.
So can we set it not to exceed like
It,
55 or 60,000? I mean,
well, it's all gonna depend on,
The depth, for
The
one
depth.
thing.
okay,
so everything that they quoted was 240 in depth. You need to get, 2 foot of static water
Mhm.
for that. So everything in that area, I know Grace was 220, Walsworth is 240, mine was 240. So we're gonna be probably not to exceed that 240. I think we're at the max. And there's a creek there, so we should maybe be a little bit.
Sure.
They're going on the surface water.
But we gotta get down to that 2 foot static water in order for it to properly work. So,
So we could approve it, the bid of approximately $49,000.
it was
Depending on
49,000 change.
Yeah, so let's say
I can tell
approximately
exactly.
50,000. And then,
Not to exceed 50 without coming back.
well,
well, if they're drilling, it sounds like they're,
drilling, yeah, they're
yeah.
not gonna stop and say, oh, wait a minute.
Right.
No, I would say for approximately 50,000. I mean, we can't
How many commercial wells have you drilled?
drilled any, but I know that they gave us a guesstimate on our one for the house and it was, 10 feet more than what they thought it was gonna be, so. And that was,
All right.
that was 10 years ago, so. I mean, I know that they can't hit it, probably not perfect, but I'd like to have them go do it, not be waiting for us to say, oh,
I've drilled 6 of them,
okay.
and you tell them to drill them, and then you get this envelope in the mail.
Well, we can't just say drill them, we've gotta say some kind of a dollar amount, approximately, or not to exceed,
can you
or
say not to
something.
exceed
Well,
$60,000?
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, it is more.
That's why I
If
said,
Raymer pulls in and does this well,
It is.
6-inch well that I've got, come all right. There was a 10-inch well, which is what they're gonna drill.
8-inch. It's an 8-inch well.
8-inch, all right,
It's an 8-inch with 30 horsepower.
yep,
Um,
turbine.
turbine
Yeah.
pump.
I've got an 8-inch well.
I really feel it's gonna get under 65, but
With sand, it should go easy, but that's the cheap part, the electrical.
so
and
we
the
say
controls.
not to exceed 60,000, and if it exceeds,
And what are you gonna do?
they're gonna, they're gonna keep drilling. They would invoice us
They
for
would
the
invoice you,
balance, and then
and
we'd
then-
approve the invoice,
Prove it. Bad.
yeah,
Right,
I mean, really, the hook is on their part, not yours.
right. And we can't,
Yeah, you can't, I mean, it's reasonable to say 60.
Yeah.
It's reasonable if they had to go over and and one of you guys said, go ahead, or whatever. And they hit 75, and then they invoice you, and then that comes to the board, and then you approve the extra 15.
we also may come in at 40. I mean, we
Right.
might go down 180
wouldn't that be
feet
wonderful?
and be less.
yeah,
It's the what ifs, we don't
Right.
know, and the unknown, but the ultimate thing is we need a well out there for like
Right.
fire trucks.
Absolutely,
the 2 requirements is it's gotta be able to fill it in 10 minutes or less.
Correct.
And that's a critical, because when you've got a turbine pump, you have no pressure, you have volume. And
Correct.
it should, yeah, all right,
I'm
whatever.
gonna make a motion that we
Be-
approve the
before we-
well,
Before we do that, so we're looking at just the well, but in the future, is there going to be able to put a building to park our truck in it? Are we gonna look at that in the future?
Yep.
Because
Oh, I think-
the the well, the building. And a truck in there would really benefit the ISO ratings of our community and would help our community and it would be a great asset to our
Well,
community.
they're working on,
So right now, we're just looking at well. And get that on the schedule.
it's gonna be a complex. They have got. Wolverine is gonna clear the area. They've got one already bid on a building. Because we gotta put all the control units and the other stuff inside. And I don't know what that's gonna be. They haven't told me. I don't know, Jake, have they given you any indication?
So I assume that building will have to be heated then too?
No,
No?
No.
I don't.
no, it does not.
Okay.
There's some, in fact, you don't have to keep water in that truck.
No,
You
and
can
this
pump the water.
pump
right?
doesn't have any container.
So. You can drain the truck, park it inside, it could be unheated,
Mhm.
especially if you don't have any plumbing in the bathroom or anything like that, right? But the requirements are a hydrant, i.e. well, a building house a truck. Now you have a structure and then you have a truck inside, which you own a truck. We're parking at Grace or at the fire barn. Now, they're also looking at putting a medical response truck in that barn, which means our truck would not be inside because they need the room at the Hart barn for medical. So this would be helping out all of that, correct?
Yeah, we have, I think there's either 4 or 5 people that are medical responders that live in Golden Township. But if we had a truck out there, that would be
So,
route for them, any place in the township.
so now we've got, instead of driving the Hart to go get a truck, we have our responders coming to Golden, which is a sub barn of Hart. You don't have to worry about volunteers. This is moving in the right direction for fire protection for our area. As our area grows, this is what we need. So,
You make the motion on the well, however you'd like to do it.
We need to do the well.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with all that and I'm all for
and
it,
that's gonna come.
but we gotta do the well.
Yep.
So,
So I would make the motion that we, go ahead and drill the well at a not to exceed price of 60,000.
I'll support.
All right, move and support on that. Roll call, please, Rachel.
Cargill,
Yes.
Dykstra,
Yes.
Spearing. Spearing,
Yes, yes.
IT, yes, and Glenda.
yes,
Okay.
Very good. Free showers out there when they get that baby going.
Like that too.
Yeah, right.
All right, planning commission.
See. We had 2 letters on the proposed campground, which were opposed, that, the one that east of Mears. And then we, also reviewed a site plan approval for, Fairness. They're adding a barn and we voted on that last meeting. So we need to have a motion. Oh, what?
You don't have to.
We don't have to have a motion? Oh,
For special use.
okay,
Certain things need it, so
Okay.
some don't.
okay, no motion needed. So, that did pass. And then we also set up, a committee, to review zoning ordinances. And that's it.
Very good. Thank you. Roads.
That was the report.
All right, I've got one item. Juniper Beach Hill. We asked them to do an overlay. They went back out and re-evaluated it and said, no, the road is in dire shape, reshaping. So they're going to schedule it for spring of 2024. So we've got to get that on the docket. Assessor,
I did not get a report.
okay? ORV.
We did have, a meeting, but it was hard to get everybody to get together, so. It was three of us in a meeting and we went over, some different ideas on ordinances and stuff like that. Nothing's been set on this. It was, Fair Week and Labor Day weekend and stuff, so it was hard to get everybody together. So we're hoping to get together in the next week or so and see where we're at on this. So I really don't have anything to report. Nothing really was done. There was talk about speed limits at that meeting. To clarify that, it's not a road study, it's an ORV. You can lower speed limits without doing road studies. But other than that, we're still at ground zero on this.
Thank you. Unfinished business? Doug? We've got.
Yep.
Some healthy bids there.
Yep. So I sent you copies, 4 bids, on the roof and divided up into the roof, above the gym, which that one is in very bad shape and is leaking, and needs to be done yet this year. And then in addition, we need to get the roof cleaned off. There is some major piles up there of dirt and leaves and debris, and they're causing additional damage to the lower roof. And then, so let's talk about the 4 bids I have on the gym roof. I had 3 different suppliers come here and quote on it. The first one there, the certified building, they are East Muskegon Roofing. And they quoted $950 to clean the roof. And then they quoted another $19,890 to re-roof the roof over the and that's with the 60 mil membrane. And the comparable bids to that, from Versatile, they quoted $1,700, which was, $800 more than certified for cleaning. And then the roof was, about $3,000 more for their membrane, and theirs was only a 50 mil membrane. Then I also had a company, American Builders, they're somewhat of an Amish. The original company was an Amish, but the guy that was gonna come out, died. He fell through a roof and was killed. So this guy was an ex-partner of his, and he's trying to pick up the pieces. And actually, I think he's got more work than he can handle right now, based on his responsiveness. But he bid $2,500 to clean. And then he bid it 2 ways, a top coat with fabric, which would only give us a 10-year warranty on labor and materials. And he bid $18,200, which was relatively less than the certified. The 50 or 60 mil, that one was, he was 21,000, so he was second highest in that. I would propose that you give the work to certified, and they will clean, and then the roof right now is got a puddle standing on it because of poor drainage. And what they're gonna do is they're going to pull off the insulation that's soaking wet and replace that. And then we need to have a drain put in there.
That's all.
And that's where Tanner and Lakeshore Plumbing both came in. And Tanner quoted $1,800 to install the drain. Lakeshore Plumbing quoted approximately $1,700, but they never sent me a bid. So,
I have a question.
yes,
So isn't 50 mil heavier than
No.
60?
no,
60
60.
is heavier than 50? Is it?
Well, Tanner has done all the other work as
Right.
far as drains go for us, so they,
Plus he always comes when we need him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for the difference in price that,
For $100, it's.
right, real, yeah,
Well, and that's, estimate, but not.
Right.
Correct.
yeah.
Okay,
They want the 1,700 says approximate.
Approximately, so that's.
So he could
probably
end up
your
1,800 too, you know?
Time and material, bigger job, what.
Yeah,
and
he was trying to figure out how he was even gonna get up there. I said, well, put some scaffolding up there.
yeah. So the certified, they have a,
They're a large outfit out of Muskegon.
okay,
Versatile is the one that did our other roof.
Yes,
and they're certified to get at it yet. All right, so we have should have two motions here, one on who we're gonna get to do it, and one on the installation of the drain. I would suspect.
So, we need to get the drains clean, so I'll make a motion, we use scanners to clean our drains on, will they install those covers in the process of?
Tanner to.
Yes.
Clean the drain? No. No, they're installing, Tanner's, the $1,800 is to put a drain in the gym
Okay,
for the puddling on the gym road.
okay,
And so that's different. The cleaning, the best was $950 from certified.
Well, I think whoever we get to do the roof, we should
Do the cleaning.
do the cleaning.
Yes.
Think, I mean, it's kind of silly to
do we have this in general fund here?
have everything.
Yeah.
We have it in capital improvement funds.
I would rather see it come out of capital improvement, use ARPA for. Any expenses we have coming for the fire.
Well-
Stuff, is the thing,
But we've got,
138 minus the door. And you're gonna be
It's
spending
yours.
60, then you're gonna put probably another 40, 50 into a building, and then you're gonna have to driveway. Then we're gonna have electrical, 3-phase electrical, you're gonna be pushing that 120, 125, 130 for completion to make it so that we can get an ISO rating of lower. This is a capital improvement. Even if we didn't have ARPA funds, we have to do something like this.
right,
So if we do a capital improvement, capital improvement fund,
well, but
Or
all the
maintenance.
others would be capital improvement also. If we build a building, it's capital.
it
improvement.
is.
And it would be our building,
Mhm.
so. And my thought is that we have a certain period of time before we have to know what we're spending it on.
When's
And-
that?
Thinking it's December of 24. So, my thought is just to use it and then.
Okay.
So we don't. Make a. So when I file the reports, I've got something to tell them.
Well, my question is to Jake then. How long until we know what we're rating, how long until we know about a building?
I don't have an answer, I don't know.
Months, weeks?
I think you're.
Or a year.
thinking
I
this-
think,
No, it should be.
I would think months, but
Once they get the well, they'll know what they have to have. They gotta run it underground.
Right.
3-phase.
But you're gonna need a control panel, in order to run that well, you're gonna need a building up to that control panel.
Yeah,
So you're not gonna be able to get that well complete, to make it functional until you put a building up. So if we're gonna do a well, you're looking at a building right then with it. Because you've gotta have a control panel to operate that, and it can't sit outside.
Yeah, they're all outside.
I understand, but you gotta have a lockbox then, and you're putting in extra money to temporarily control that, because you don't want someone to just go over there and start filling swimming pools with a pickup.
They'll put that well in, they'll put panel up,
Right,
build a building, attach it. If they have to, because it's more important to have that well operational.
yeah.
So they'll
So-
get it up. Yeah. Well, we've diverse, we're talking about.
right, I know, I got us off the page,
Yeah.
but this is an improvement to the building that would already exist as a maintenance project. I understand Connie's thoughts.
Why don't you two go outside and argue about it?
It's not that big a deal, but, I mean, I guess my thought
We
was.
gotta
that-
make a motion that we're gonna get it done, then you can.
Yeah, then we'll worry
Duke
about
it
how
out
we pay
later.
for it.
All right, I need two motions. One,
We got a motion for Tanner, don't
We do, I'll make a motion for Tanner to install that drain.
we
And
need
I
to
support.
support, all right. That's our first one,
we? We
Rachel,
gotta have a vote.
yes.
Okay, Melinda,
Yes,
Cargill,
Yes,
Teen, yes, Dykstra,
Yes,
Waring.
Yes. Okay, got the drain in,
yeah,
now we gotta get the roof work done.
now we need a motion I'll make a motion for certified.
Okay.
To do the cleaning and install a 16 mil membrane.
and add the 20-year warranty for 11/10.
What exactly is that warranty?
I guess I don't
that.
understand why the other ones that's included in this one, it isn't.
They just give you the option.
Okay,
If
How long is the
if you-
warranty with it?
20-year,
20 years.
Right now,
Labor and material, it says.
if you don't do that,
so they could come back from now for the next 20 years, if they gotta fix a patch or something.
so you're buying an insurance policy. for
Yeah.
$1,000.
All right,
so it's 20,840 for certified to clean and
with the insurance and everything.
with insurance and everything.
You were
Yes,
making a motion,
I'm making that motion.
all right, we need to support
Support
that,
it.
moved and supported on certified,
Melinda,
Yes,
Dykstra,
Yes,
Cargill.
Yes.
Waring,
yes.
Teen, yeah.
okay, then the last thing, then what we need to do is include in the budget $75,000 in another 4 to 5 years for this roof here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
well, as long as
So
they
this
keep
whole-
paying the rent, we got our capital improvement. fund.
You're talking about just the classrooms? Or?
Yes, all, that's the lower roof, yeah.
Oh, okay, so
All the lower.
all the lower.
I'm done.
It's coming, folks. All right, under unfinished business, we did the roofing. We know what we're gonna have to budget in the future. So we got down to 2 is fertilizer. You guys were gonna land-based cemetery and the rest of them with goodies.
okay, so
I think we ought to do.
I agree with that. Let's wait until spring. I was gonna have my gentleman who supplies the golf course go out and take a look at the oil sample, do some looking. But he is fighting cancer and unable to be on the road, so I have not done that. And I haven't hired any fertilizer company because I kind of feel guilty firing somebody on the back of cancer, so,
All right, hopefully in the spring, he's,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're covered well,
Well, we should have it done before spring.
yes.
Give you a good winter project. Very good. All right, new business, bid for computer backup.
You all got this thing from Shotwell Solutions.
Yeah.
And to be quite honest with you, I don't know from nothing what he's talking about, so
Alright.
I have to take his word for it. When he says the recommended and the best practice is number one,
Pull it up again.
Hmm?
I'm gonna pull it back up.
So he's recommending $1,620 with a yearly or a monthly charge. Or no, of $10, so $120 a year.
Yeah,
And that then give you the backup.
local backup for Synology and remote backup.
What are we using
To
for
the
backup
cloud.
now?
Well, it's probably non-existent right now because usually VC3, when VC3 was IT right, they were backing up all the time.
Well,
And I assume they were putting it in the cloud, I don't know. But right now, we're out there, yeah.
So this is our tax rolls, it's everything.
It's our general ledger accounts, payable,
Very
payroll,
Yeah.
tax, and assessing.
so,
I mean, Barbie has the assessing on her, so we're covered with that, but yeah.
so for instance, just this past Thursday, our whole point of sale system went down. And we were able to run it and put it into the cloud. And if it wasn't for that, we would not have gotten paid for our whole day of sales last Thursday. So going to the cloud and backing it up saved me thousands.
Yeah,
So I paid for it in one day.
well, I think both of these server install and run backup software to save files to a cloud service. And the other one says remote backup Wasabi cloud storage from Synology, so I'm assuming they're both using the cloud,
Mhm.
okay?
I think the difference is you have a piece of equipment here that is doing a backup and then that backup goes to the cloud.
Mhm.
So where the other one, you're just backing up to the cloud. So you gotta basically double backup. Back when I was in business, Guardsman, Howard, I mean, that's when we ran our business.
Which one?
We had a backup system in-house and then we put it to the cloud.
Yeah. Correct.
Mhm.
And that's the way we're doing it now.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I would make a motion that we do follow his recommendation for the $1,620 and then the monthly charge of $10.
I would support that.
Move to support it. You're spending money, Rachel.
Extra,
Yes,
Cargill,
Yes,
Hearing,
Yes.
Belinda.
Yes.
I do.
Right. Send a bundle. Mr. McNeely, words of wisdom,
You're good.
all right? Anything on the board part? Thank you much for coming.